Hello, Miss Sarah here from Youth Protection Council, and I'm going to read you today's story from our unit of diversity and inclusion. Today's story is entitled The Other Path to School. So, some things that we want to think about when listening to this story. What does it mean to have something in common with someone else? What is something you have in common with someone else at your house? Sometimes when you don't know someone, or you don't know him or her very well, it can be hard to imagine what you might have in common. Talking and spending time together can help you get to know one another and discover the ways that you are similar. In this story, two friends are reluctant, they're not enthusiastic, to talk to some new kids from school, but when they do, they discover that they have some things in common. As you listen to the story, pay attention to what the characters figure out that they have in common. Every morning at 8 o'clock, Mia and Jordan met at the great oak tree in the middle of the park to walk to school together. They always took the shortest path from their treehouse to Harmony Street School, so that they would have lots of time to play before the bell rang. One morning, they raced to school quickly, eager to have another contest hanging from the monkey bars. They both loved the monkey bars. When they got to the schoolyard, they ran straight to the jungle gym. They stared right at each other and tried not to laugh as they hung onto the monkey bars for as long as they could. "Phew, I give up," said Mia, letting go of her bar. "My arms are tired." Jordan dropped to the ground a second later and laughed. "Finally! I thought you were going to beat me for the 4th day in a row. You're really strong." The kids stood up, brushed the stain off their clothes, and saw Max and his twin sister, Maddie, dashing through the gate on the other side of the playground, just as the bell began to ring. Max and Maddie were new in their class this year. Mia and Jordan didn't know them very well yet, but they did know that every day they got to school at the very last minute. The next morning, Mia and Jordan met at the treehouse and headed down the path to school. They heard some laughter in the distance and turned around to see Max and Maddie walking down a different path that went the opposite direction. "Where are those two going?" Mia wondered. Jordan shrugged. "I don't know, but that's probably why they never get to school on time." "Maybe they don't know the shortcut," said Mia. "We should ask them to walk with us." "But we don't even know them," answered Jordan. "Wouldn't that be kind of weird? What would we talk about all the way to school?" "Well," said Mia, "let's at least find out where they're going." They decided to follow Max and Maddie down the other path. It was hard to keep up with the twins because they were walking so fast. By the time Mia and Jordan reached the curve in the path, Max and Maddie had disappeared. "Now we'll never know where they are going," said Jordan. Suddenly, they heard giggling from behind some nearby bushes, and out jumps Max and Maddie. "You were hiding from us," said Mia. "Well, you were following us," replied Max. Jordan and Mia's cheeks turned red. "Yeah, we were," they admitted. "Why didn't you just ask us where we were going?" wondered Max. Jordan looked at him shyly. "Wouldn't it have been weird if we just started talking to you?" "Actually, it would be nice to have others to talk to on the way to school," said Max. "We don't really know anyone else yet." "Hey, everybody," called Maddie from down the path. "Let's hurry so we're not late for school." The 4 kids hurried down the path until they came to a tree with a pile of rocks next to the trunk. "This is the place," said Max. He quickly climbed up the tree and scooted onto the sturdy branch. Then he pointed ahead, saying excitedly, Look at this! It was a bird's nest with 3 tiny eggs. We found this last week, so we've been coming every morning to see if the eggs have hatched, Maddie explained. I've never seen a baby bird, said Jordan, but I do have a pet parrot. He is really funny when he tries to imitate me. Sometimes he even tries to imitate the doorbell when it rings. Maddie laughed and said, well, our dogs bark every time the doorbell rings, so it sounds like we both have some really noisy pets. You can come up and see the nest as long as you don't bother the eggs, called Max from above. Or you can look through my binoculars, offered Maddie. I don't like climbing high like Max does, so I just use these. Jordan and Mia thought about the monkey bars and laughed. We're pretty good at climbing too, they answered as they scrambled up the tree to take a closer look at the nest. Pretty soon it was time to go to school, so the kids headed back down the path together and talked about all the other places they had explored in the park. Mia and Jordan told their new friends about the dry creek bed with the shiny river stones, and Max and Maddie told them about their hiding spot under a huge weeping willow tree. The kids decided to meet at the park after school to see what new places they could discover together. Just as they arrived at school, the bell began to ring. The 4 kids walked in the classroom together. In the other path to school, Mia and Jordan were curious about where Maddie and Max would go before school. Jordan thought it would be weird to ask if they wanted to walk to school with them. Soon, they found out it would not be weird. After talking with Max and Maddie, they learned that they share things in common with them. This shows how getting to know someone can help you discover their commonalities. Thank you for listening. Check back next week to learn about a fun new topic.